Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish. And guys, in this lesson, we are going to master simple past tense in the passive voice. Simple past tense, also known as past indefinite tense. So we are going to understand how to use simple past tense in the passive voice, how to change the active voice of simple past tense into the passive voice, how to do that, why to do that, when to do it. We're going to learn everything about it. This is going to be really informative. This is going to be interesting. So make sure you watch the lesson until the end. I'm excited as always. I know you guys are too. Let's do this. Alright everybody, let's start with understanding what exactly simple past tense, also known as past indefinite tense, is all about and when to use it. So guys, simple past tense, also known as past indefinite tense, is used to talk about actions that happened in the past at a certain time, at a particular time. So when you want to share information about things, about events that took place, that occurred in the past, at a certain time, at a particular time, we use simple past tense, past indefinite tense to talk about it. Note, it is quintessential to mention the time of the action. It is very important to mention the time of the action. If the time of the action is already understood, in that case, do not talk about it, do not mention it. But if it is not understood, you have to talk about the time of the action, because it's a very important aspect of this tense, right? If you just want to focus on the completion of the action, you can also use present perfect tense, right? So the time of the action is very important. It's an important facet of this tense. All right, so it's important to mention that unless it is already understood. Now understand this: every sentence in the English language, or I think in any language, is either written in the active voice or the passive voice. Now what is the active voice? In the active voice, we focus on the doer of the action. We focus on the person that performs the action, right? So in the past indefinite tense, we focus on the person that performed the action in the active voice. If a sentence is in the active voice, we'll focus on the person that performed an action in the past. Now in the passive voice, we do not focus on the doer of the action. We do not do that. In the passive voice, we focus on the receiver of the action. We focus on the person or the thing that received an action in the past, that the subject acted upon in the past. So look at this explanation, look at this definition. We use the passive voice in this tense, in past simple tense, right? Past indefinite tense, when we want to focus on whom or what, a person or a thing, that the action was acted upon in the past. So when you want to focus on the person or the thing that received the action in the past, not the person that performed the action, you use simple past tense, you use past indefinite tense in the passive voice. Now with changing the voice from active to passive, the sentence structure also changes, which is self-explanatory, right? We understand that. Now we have an example, and we'll look at this example and we'll understand the usages of both the active voice and the passive voice in this tense. All right, let's clear this. Okay, active voice. My boss fired, this is the verb, right? My boss is the subject, fired is the verb, main verb in the past form. Me is the object, yesterday is the time when it happened. My boss fired me yesterday. So my boss is the subject, is the doer of the action, right? He did an action. He fired me. So I received the action in the past. And do we have the time? Yes, we do. This is the past time marker. This is the exact point when the action took place. All right. My boss fired me yesterday. So my boss did something in the past, and that is yesterday. So in the sentence, we're focusing on the person that performed the action, which is my boss. So in the active voice, we focus on the person that performs the action. So here in the sentence, we're focusing on the person, my boss, on the noun phrase, my boss. Now, if I want to focus on the object of the verb, if I want to focus on the person that received the action, that got fired, I'll write the sentence or I'll speak the sentence in the passive voice. So me is the object, right? I got fired. So me will become the subject in the passive voice. Obviously, the subject will be in the subjective form if it is a personal pronoun. So me will become I in the passive voice. So I'll say I, and we use was over as an auxiliary verb. Since I is the subject, we'll use was with it, right? I was, and the verb is going to change from the past form to past participle. So fire, fired, fired. So fired is the past participle and fired is the past form as well. So I was fired yesterday. This is what happened to me. An action was done upon me. I was fired yesterday. This is what happened to me yesterday. Now, either it's obvious who did this action or it's not important who did that, right? So in the passive voice, we generally do not focus on the person that performs the action, and that is why we generally do not mention the doer of the action. But you can do that if you want to. I was fired yesterday by my boss. This piece of information is extra, is really not needed, right? But you can add it if you want to. But this is not what we focus on in the passive voice. We just focus on the doer of the action in the passive voice. I was fired yesterday. Who did that? Let's not focus on the person who did that. Focus on me. I was fired, man. I was fired. Think about me. Think about my career. How am I going to pay the rent? How am I going to pay all the expenses? Think about that, right? Who did that? Either we already know, obviously it's going to be my boss, or we don't care about the person who did that. That person is not important here. The important person is me, who received the action, who got fired. So this sentence is in the passive voice. Understand? If you want to focus on the person that received the action, if you want to focus on the object rather than the subject, write the sentence or speak the sentence in the passive voice. Now, let's look at the structure in the affirmative sentences and learn it. So, affirmative sentence, positive sentence. First comes the subject in the active voice. First comes the subject. Subject is the person that performs the action. Then the verb in the past form, second form, and then the object that receives the action, right? In the passive voice, the object becomes the subject. Now we use an auxiliary verb, that is was or were. Was is used with a singular subject, which is he, she, it, and singular noun names like Rahul, Sam, Ria, teacher, doctor, right? And were is used with plural subject like I, right? Sorry, my bad. I is not used with were here. We, they, you, and plural noun names like girls, boys, doctors, teachers, right? Plural noun names. Okay. So the object becomes the subject followed by an auxiliary verb. Was a verb. According to the subject, we'll use either was or verb followed by the past participle. That is the third form of the verb. So this is changed into the past form is changed into past participle. And if we have a modifier, if we have a past time marker, we'll add that past time marker, the time when the action took place. If we have that time, we'll add that as well. And this is optional, by plus the doer, which is the subject. We can do that, right? She called me, I was called. She called me last night, I was called last night by her. All right. Now, some important points to know. What is the doer of the action? The doer of the action is the person who performs the action. It is the original subject. Right now, what is the receiver of the action? It is the person or the thing, generally a person. It can be a thing, a non-living thing, or an animal or a bird, right? Generally, it's a person. So the receiver of the action is a person or a thing that receives the action, right? It is the original object, right? Now, the subject of the active voice is often not mentioned in the passive voice. This is very important to note. In the passive voice, we generally do not mention the doer of the action, the subject, the original subject. We generally do not mention it. Now, the object in the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. So the object of the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. This is what we've talked about, right? Now, let's take some examples and understand this. Active voice. She slapped me in front of everyone. She did something in the past. We do not have the time. We don't know when it happened, when exactly it happened, but it happened in the past. We can also mention the doer of the action. We'll do that, right? She slapped me in front of everyone. So subject, verb, object, and this is a modifying phrase, in front of everyone. That is talking about the place of the action. It happened in front of everyone. So here I'm just focusing on the person that performed something, that slapped me. She did it. She slapped me in front of everyone, right? Now, if I want to focus on who received this action, who was slapped in front of everyone, I don't care who did that. I don't care about the person who performed this action. I care about who received this action. If I want to focus on the object, I'll write the sentence in the passive voice. So, me will become the subject. It will be changed into I. So, me becomes I. Since I is sort of singular, controversial, right? We'll use was, right? I was slapped, and slapped. I was slapped in front of everyone. This is a modifying phrase talking about the place of the action. By her, we can do that. We can talk about who did that. By her, she is in the subjective form here because it's the subject. Here it is the object of the preposition, so it has to be in the objective form. So she gets changed into her. All right. I was slapped in front of everyone. If I want to talk about the time of the action, I can do that. She slapped me in front of everyone last night. All right. And I'll add the past time marker in the passive voice as well. I was slapped in front of everyone last night. Who did that? Not important. If I want to focus on the person, I'll write the sentence in the active voice. Or you can add the doer of the action in the passive voice as well. You can say I was slapped in front of everyone last night by her. By her. Not important to add her, but if you want to do that, that's fine. That's fine. That's your choice. Second example, active voice. They fired me from the job. They did something. They fired me from the job. So there is the subject, fired is the verb, me is the object, from the job, again a modifying phrase. Okay. So we're talking about what they did. So the focus of the sentence is the person or the people who did something in the past. So there is the subject, there is the focus of the sentence, right? They did something, they fired. Who received this action? Who got fired? It was me. All right. Or you can change the object as well. They fired him or her, or you can take a name as well. They fired Ria from the job. Now, if I want to focus on the person who got fired, who received this action, I'll write the sentence in the passive voice, right? I was fired. Since me is the object, it will be changed into I. If her was the object, the subject in the passive voice would be she was fired from the job. He was fired from the job. If it's a name, I'll use the name. Ria was fired from the job yesterday. From the job yesterday. So let's suppose you saw Ria crying and leaving the office yesterday. Yesterday you were just doing your work. You were in your cube and you were looking at Ria. She was going and crying. So today you are sitting with your friends and you are asking, hey, yesterday I saw Ria leaving the office crying. What happened? And you say, she was fired from the job yesterday. She was fired from the job yesterday. Who did that? It's obvious. It's the boss who did that, right? Easy peasy. We know that, right? We want to focus on her, what happened to her. We want to focus on her. And that's why I'm saying Ria was fired from the job yesterday, right? Who did that? It's obvious, or I don't want to mention the doer of the action. Understood? So, affirmative sentences. Subject V2, verb in the past form, object, passive voice, object becomes the subject, was over, according to the subject, followed by the past participle, followed by the past time marker, if we have one, followed by plus the doer, which is not optional, which is optional, which is not needed. All right. Negative sentences. So active voice subject, did, fixed auxiliary, did, followed by not, followed by V1, followed by the object. All right. Passive voice subject, which is basically the object, followed by was over. All right, was singular subject, were a plural subject, followed by the negation not, followed by the verb in the past participle, that is V3, followed by plus the doer, the subject, which is optional. The doer is basically the subject. We already know this. Let's look at some examples and master this as well. All right, active voice example number 1. They did not cook our favorite food. They did not do something. They did not cook what? Our favorite food. So there is the subject, did is the auxiliary verb, not is the negation, cook is the main verb. All right, and my favorite food is the object. So I'm focusing on the doer of the action, which is they didn't do something, they didn't cook our favorite food. I want to focus on the person who did not do this. Who didn't do it? It was they, right? It was them who didn't do it. So they did not cook our favorite food. Now, if I want to focus on what was not done, if I want to focus on this part, the object, I'll write the sentence in the passive voice and I'll say, our favorite food, our favorite food, our favorite food, which is singular, food is singular, uncountable noun. Our favorite food was negation, not cook, cooked, cooked, cooked. Our favorite food was not cooked by them. If I want to add them, I can do that. Our favorite food was not cooked. When I reached there, so everybody, gave their list of food that they wanted to have at the party. We also did that. So when we reached, everybody was having their food and our food was not cooked. It doesn't matter who didn't do that. What was not done is the point. What was not done? Our food, our favorite food was not cooked. Who didn't do that? We don't want to focus on that. If we do want to focus on that, we'll write the sentence in the active voice and we'll say, they did not cook our favorite food. Got the point? Second example. Most people did not like his movies. Most people is the subject, did not, did, auxiliary, not negation, like is the main verb. Like what? His movies. Now, most people did not do that, did not like his movies. We're focusing on the subject, most people. Most people. This is what we're focusing on, most people. All right. Now, if we want to focus on what most people did not like, what is that thing? His movies. If we want to focus on the object, we'll write the sentence in the passive voice. Easy peasy. Let's do that. So, most people will be the subject of this sentence in the passive voice. Sorry, my bad. What is the object? His movies. So we'll say his movies, which is a plural subject, we'll use were with it, were, negative sentence, not liked. His movies were not liked. His movies were not liked. We want to focus on this part, his movies. If you want to add the do of the action, you can do that by most people. All right. Easy peasy. She did not call me. I was not called by her. If I want to at the doer of the action as well. Now, interrogative sentences. Now, there are two types of interrogative sentences. Sentences that can be simple answered in yes or no, and sentences that cannot be answered in some simple yes or no. They basically need some information about the place of the action, the reason of the action, the time of the action, the content, right? These are called WH question words. Now, interrogative sentences type 1, sentences that can be answered in simple yes or no, and we have the structure. In the active voice, the structure is did, the auxiliary, plus the subject, the doer of the action, plus the verb in the base form, plus the object of the sentence, plus this snake, little snake, we have the question mark. In the passive voice, the object becomes the subject, but it's a question. It's an interrogative sentence. It's a question. So first comes was over, right? Now the subject is basically the object. Then comes the subject, which is basically the object of the verb, all right? Followed by the past participle, the verb in the past participle form, V3, followed by the doer of the action. This is optional, you already know this, followed by the question mark. If we want to talk about the time of the action, we can add the time of the action as well, past time marker, and we'll add the past time marker PTM here as well. All right, we have some examples. Let's understand this. Active voice, let's clear this before we look at the examples. Active voice, did she call you last night? Did she do something? We're basically trying to know something, and the answer to this question is either going to be yes or no. Did she call you last night? You're either going to say yes or no. You can't say something else. So did she, subject, call, verb, you, object, last night is the time of the action, is the past time marker. Did, the subject is, the speaker is basically asking something, right? You'll either say yes or you'll say no, right? Passive voice, you will become the subject. You, we use a verb with you, so we'll say were you, then the main verb, call, called, called. Were you called last night? Were you called last night? If you want to talk about by somebody, the doer, you can do that. By, she becomes her. All right, question mark. Were you called last night by her? All right. Second, did they take him to the hospital? Did they take him to the hospital? Did, auxiliary, subject, they, take, verb, him, the object, where, to the hospital. Right. Did they do something? Obviously, somebody took him to the hospital. Now, who did that? It's they, right? The focus of the sentence is the subject, they. Now, if we want to talk about the object, him, we'll write the sentence in the passive voice. So, him will become he, right? The subjective case. So, with he, we use was, singular, subject. Was he taken to the hospital? Was he taken to the hospital? So when you were going to your office, you saw him getting injured. You saw him getting hit by a truck, but you were in hurry, so you just left. You didn't stop and right, and you didn't check on him, right? You just went to your office. Now, when you're coming back from your office, you're basically asking your friends, your neighbors, what happened to him? Was he taken to the hospital? Now, who did that is not important. Was he taken to the hospital? Did he receive this action? This is what we are focusing on. So that is the passive voice. Interrogative sentences type 1. All right. Now, second type. It's very simple. We just use a WH question words, right, before the auxiliary verb was over. Now, these words include what, when, why, where, and how, right? They basically ask about the content, the time of the action, the location of the action, the manner of the action, right? The reason of the action. This is why we use WH question words, right? Let's take some examples. Active voice. How did you direct the scene? How? I want to know the manner. So you cannot say yes or no. How did you direct the scene? You can't say yes or no. You have to tell me in what manner you did this action, you performed this action. How did you, the subject, direct is the verb, this scene is the object. How did you do something? How did you do something? How did you? We're focusing on you. How did you do something? Now, if I want to focus on the object, this scene, I don't care who did this, who directed the scene. I just want to focus on how it happened. I'll write the sentence in the passive voice. How the scene is a singular subject, right? So we'll use was with it. How was the scene directed? How was this scene directed? If you want to add the doer of the action, you can do that by you, right? You can do that. Second example, where did he shoot the movie? Where did he shoot the movie? Where did he shoot the movie? We're focusing on the doer of the action, that is he. Where did Max shoot the movie? Now, if I want to focus on the object, I'll write the sentence in the passive voice. Where was the movie shot? Where was the movie shot? Who did that? We don't care about that. We just want to know where was the movie shot, right? We're basically trying to know the location of the object. We're basically trying to know the location of the object. Who performed upon the object? You don't care about that. All right. Third example, why did the company hire him? He's good for nothing. Why did the company hire him? Why did the company hire him and he's good for nothing? Why? We're trying to know the reason, right? Why did auxiliary, the company, subject, hire the action? Whom? Him. Why did the company did something upon him, right? The object, subject, verb. Now, if I want to focus on the person and the action, I'll write the sentence in the passive voice. I'll say, why was Max hired? Why was Max hired? He's good for nothing. Why was he hired? Why was he hired? In Hindi, usko hire kyun kiya gaya? Why was he hired? He's good for nothing. Who did that? We don't want to focus on that. We either know the person, that's why we don't want to add the person, or we don't care about the person who did that. We do not care about the doer of the action. We just want to focus on the receiver of the action, that is Max. That is him. Why was he hired? Why was Max hired? He is good for nothing. Got it? So this is how we use simple past tense in the passive voice. If you want to focus on the object, the person or the thing that received the action in the past at a particular time, write the sentence in simple past tense passive voice. Got it? I'm sure you've understood this. I'm sure you've mastered it. Now I have a task for you. You have some sentences on your screen, 8 sentences, and these sentences are in the active voice. What you guys have to do is, you guys have to change these sentences in the passive voice, right? That's all you have to do, and you can check your answers. You can go to my post on my website, let me write it down for you guys, www.englishwithashish.com. It has more examples, right? .com. The link is in the description. It's already there. The link of this post is in the description of this video. Go check it out and check your answers. Before going there, do this task, and after doing this, go check out the post, go through all the examples and match your answers, right? And that's it about today's class. Yeah, I'm done, man. We've mastered this topic and hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. If you guys are new to the channel, haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do that. Hit that notification button as well, so that every single time I publish a lesson, you get notified and you get to watch it right away. Until then, keep learning, have fun. I'm out. Namaste.